this.
Greetings, floor heads, and also welcome fellow BSers who are new to this channel. Tonight we have a special treat, an all-star cast playing John Harper's Blades in the Dark. Now, I talked Brett and Sean from the amazing Gaming and BS podcast to come on and see why John Harper's Blades in the Dark is one of my favorite games. Neither of them have played it before, so it's time to pop their cherry. Now, we also invited Eric Frankhouse, another great content creator, GM, streamer, and another fan of Blades in the Dark. But a few quick announcements. For those of you that don't follow the podcast, today we released on the Tabletop Talk podcast our interview with Sean and Navi Drake. They have a Forged in the Dark game called Court of Blades that's on Kickstarter right now. You can listen to the interview on your favorite podcatcher, then back the project. Just search for Court of Blades on Kickstarter. We'll also drop the link in the chat for you, and just back it. You're going to love it. If you don't love it, you can blame me. It's my fault. Incidentally, the score today that we're going to be using is based on one of their collections of Blades in the Dark scores that's available on their itch, and we'll drop the link to that itch on there as well, so you can pick up those. Last but not least, Nick Westbrook, the Nick Westbrook, is helping run the stream. He'll be in the chat as Third Floor Wars. I asked the players not to watch the chat, so please speculate, predict, and discuss everything as it unfolds. Now, like Sean and Brett, I realize that some of you watching are not familiar with this game. Blades of the Dark is a game about a group of daring scoundrels building a criminal enterprise on the haunted streets of an industrial fantasy city. There are heists, chases, escapes, dangerous bargains, bloody skirmishes, deceptions, betrayals, victories, and death. We play to find out if this fledgling crew can thrive amidst the teeming threats of rival gangs, powerful noble families, vengeful ghosts, and the bluecoats of the City Watch, all while avoiding and resisting the siren song of their own vices. So for those of you that are new, let me welcome you to Duskfall.
I welcome all of you to the cold, foggy industrial city of Duskfall. Imagine a world like ours during the Second Industrial Revolution of the 1870s. Duskfall is a Frankenstein monster of 19th century Venice, London, and Prague. It is crowded with row houses, twisting streets, and crisscrossed with hundreds of little waterways and bridges. But it's not our reality. It is a world of fantasy. The world is in perpetual darkness and haunted by ghosts because of the cataclysm that shattered the sun and broke open the gates of death 1,000 years ago. Crackling lightning towers encircle the cities of the Empire, keeping out the vengeful spirits and twisted horrors of the Deathlands. The highest crime in Duskfall is murder. As murder leads to more ghosts within the barriers. When someone dies in the city, the crows of the crematorium tower, within minutes, flock and circle the death scene. Mysterious men called spirit wardens descend on the newly dead to capture and destroy the spirit before it can go rogue and plague the streets. The giant metal ships leave the docks to extract electroplasmic blood from demonic terrors living in the ink-dark void sea. The demon blood powers the gigantic barriers as well as the street lamps. You are in a haunted Victorian-era city trapped inside a wall of lightning powered by demon blood. Welcome to Duskfall and the Blades in the Dark.
All right, so now we have a feel for the world of Duskfall and Blades in the Dark. Let's go ahead and let's quickly talk to the cast. So first, to my bottom left would be Eric Frankhouse. Eric, thanks for coming to play, man.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. One of my favorite systems, and hopefully I can get Brett and Sean killed.
So, real quick, Eric, people that want to get more Eric, because you're going to be so awesome during this stream, where do they need to go?
You can find me at Eric Frankhouse Presents anywhere. Every first and third Tuesday over on Twitch under Eric Frankhouse Presents. We do a Thontia Dark Tides. It's a soul punk Victorian horror setting, custom creation. And then on the following Fridays, we do Merrifield. And then every second, third, and fourth Monday, I'm on Norse Foundry. I'm their program manager over there. Lots of stuff going on. Follow my Twitter. It's the best way to see what the schedule is.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And then to my right or to my left on the screen, we've got Sean from Gaming and BS. Sean, thanks for coming to play, man.
Craig, thanks for having me. It's an honor. I can't wait to play this game. It's going to be awesome.
So
I get to play with my buddy Brett for like the first time in a long time.
Well, I was going to ask, like, when was the last time the two of you guys were players in the same game?
I remember, Sean. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was up in the game hole, right?
It was the game hole. It was game hole with a famous person, and we ran a wonderful adventure.
I think we've played since then, though, haven't we?
Not with somebody else running.
Was in town or something.
No.
Yes, Brett and I have not played together since that time. You're right.
Gotcha. Yeah, as both as players.
And you're about to find out why.
It was a terrible fucking adventure too. It was one of the worst times I've ever had in my life. So unless Craig sucks worse than that, this will be fine. I'm totally
low bar,
very low bar.
So Sean, I'm curious. I know you haven't played Blades, but I'm curious to know what you know of Blades.
So I got in on the Kickstarter, got the book. I kind of delved into it a little bit, but not all or deep. And so I know of it. I know it's derived from Powered by the Apocalypse, although it's quite a derivative of that.
Yeah.
And then I know it's based around heist games. I have Scum and Villainy, by the way, but I haven't played that one either. So I know it's like a D6 and there's different things and clocks and all this stuff, but yeah.
And this will be a perfect chance, I think, for anybody watching who's never played, because we're going to walk Sean and Brett through it. How about you, Brett? I know you backed and then sold the book as soon as it arrived.
Kickstarter pissed me off pretty bad. At one point, I actually said I want my money.
Don't hold back, hey Brett. Don't hold back.
I was told no. Anyway, I started to read the book, and I'm like, I couldn't get through it.
Yeah,
my rage was too deep. But it's passed. I've talked to Eric Frankhouse, has been a friend of Sean of mine for a number of years now, and he's talked to me about it. Like, hey, dude, you got to try this. You got to look at it. And I've talked to other people who've played it. I am normally not a PBTA guy at all. However,
it's not the same.
No, it's not. And that's what I've been hearing. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, my experiences with the PBTA have been mostly Dungeon World, which is okay by me. But I'm looking forward to this because city adventure, this type of thing, it's like my Streets Avalon stuff. It's in that wheelhouse that I like. So I'm like, okay, this should be cool. Let's see how this mechanical system functions. And if Frankhouse is fully shit, so we'll see how it goes.
All right,
guess you'll find out,
man. He worked at Streets Avalon right in there.
I like it. I like the plug.
Hey, you tell me I don't know how to punt my shit.
So guys, for those of you that don't listen to the Gaming and BS podcast, it is my favorite RPG podcast.
Agreed.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And you guys are on episode like 300 something now.
340 something. Yeah.
Good Lord. All right. So let's start playing. So let's set the scene. The camera fades in from black. We look down from above on the streets of Coleridge. Now, Coleridge is the home to the machinists, the industrial laborers, and the factories of the city. It's cramped, choked with soot. It's really loud, all kinds of dense fog, black smoke, showers of sparks, and burning cinders all over the place. The old elevated train lines that once hauled coal now carry heavy equipment and raw materials to and from the stations. However, most of them have been converted over to homes. People live in them now. It's really not a very nice place. Now, the street lamps themselves, they're powered by electroplasm, that is demon blood that's harvested from the void sea. And we can see that green light cutting through the darkness. The unrelenting rain is covering the streets, and slowly the camera drops down to a window on a rooftop apartment in the slums. Now, despite the best efforts of our crew, the Silent Sables, burning incense has not gotten rid of the smell of Coleridge. We go inside and we see a small room. It's a one-room apartment where these three gentlemen live. sparsely furnished, and it features an imperfectly glazed mirror. And we see a man in a bowler hat standing, and he's staring at himself in the glass. He can't quite find an angle that doesn't distort his features into some vague, bizarre caricature. Eric, can you tell us about our Whisper Vond?
Vond is a very creepy individual. He is looking in the reflection, and behind it, he is speaking to the ancestor of Brett's character, talking to him about how it has been really hard to convince him to actually get this job going. And he's having a one-on-one conversation with what looks like himself.
Very, very nice. Now the camera leaves Vond, and it brings into focus a person behind him, a large man with a huge frame. And he's sitting at a table that, with him sitting at it, looks like it's a little child's play furniture. He's so large. He's sipping some seaweed ink tea. Brett, can you tell us about our cutter, Stev?
Yeah, probably. The chair's going to groan as I shift uncomfortably. I don't like it when he does that. It's frustrating, because I know what that is. I don't like it. It's unnerving. So there's going to be a creak, a groan. There's probably a slight cracking sound as I shift that little baby chair over. I start looking at my other companion, trying to find out.
Nervous man. Sean, can you tell us about our lurk, Finn?
Yeah, they call me Slink. That's what I do.
All right, that's good.
You ever
All
try
right.
to have a conversation with Slink? That's about as fun as it gets.
Nothing like a mouth breather in the party.
I'm
So
trapped
funny.
behind this guy and that guy. This is
On the
lovely.
table next to Stev, we see a map, and it's a map of Brightstone, which is probably the richest part of Duskfall. And we can tell that the three of them have been spending some time looking over the map. And as they start to collect again, staring at the map, we're then going to do a flashback. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time to the night before. You see, the night before, they were summoned to the office of Bazo Baz, who's the leader of the Lamp Blacks. This is another crew of a higher tier than our piddly little tier 0 crew. And he's found out that they're assassins. They have a common friend in Savoy, who's a merchant lord, who's a friend of these three gentlemen. He was summoned there because he has a job. These three gentlemen need a job. They need to get this started. So they're escorted into Brightstone. They go to Baz's house. It's one of the few freestanding houses in all of Duskfall. That's how wealthy Baz is. They're taken upstairs to his study, and they're sat down. Moonlight is coming in from the large window that floods this huge chamber, the study of Bazo Baz, causing all of the luxurious furnishings to cast long shadows on all of the bookshelves. The room is furnished with overstuffed high-back chairs, low mahogany tables, and a large oaken wood desk. All three of our gentlemen are facing that desk, but the chair is turned so we can't see who's sitting in it. The room smells of pipe smoke, old parchments, and fresh ink. And they hear a voice now that they've been settled in. It's my understanding that you can take care of a problem. Now, what's crazy about this voice is, though you can't see the man behind the chair, you know that that's where the voice is coming from, but it's also coming from your left and from your right and from behind you. The voice is surrounding you completely. Was I told correctly?
Hey, hear
It's a
that?
good question.
Hear that, Chops? Got something going on. Something going on.
So
If you got the money, we can make this happen.
coin
What's
is
the
not
coin.
Yeah. if
coin
you
is
got the
not
money,
a problem.
If you got the money,
Coin is not a
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
Now, like your buddy, the Whisper, he is Tycherosi, and you know this. Now, Tycherosis are a unique group because Tycherosis tend to have some sort of odd physical feature. So, for example, for Vond, what is your Tycherosi mark?
His lips are gone. It's just a drawn straight line when his mouth is closed. And when he smiles, it's just rows of pointed shark-like teeth.
So he's like Kenneth Branagh with sharp teeth.
Exactly. Very nice.
You got it.
Now, whenever you guys know you're going to be meeting a Taikarosi, that's always the thing you want to figure out, right? What is going to be the Taikarosi mark? So the chair turns around, gentlemen, and for the first time you see Bazo Baz. He's a large man. He's got a square head, chops. He keeps his mouth closed. He makes eye contact with each of you. And then he starts to speak again. And again, you hear the voice, not only coming from Baz, but coming from all around him. And what's a little unsettling is his mouth's not moving. So here's the problem. Ulf Ironborn and his Skovlin scum are consistently creating problems for me and all of Coleridge. I need him taken care of, but I want it done publicly. I want it to be known that he's been removed. And I want it done so all can see, all can know. I've already done the homework for you. There's a charity ball here in Brightstone tomorrow night. He is the guest of honor. It's a charity supposedly for Skovlin refugees. All of the rich of Duskval will be there. There's where I want him taken care of. I want everybody at the party to know that Ulf Ironborn is no longer part of Duskval. From under the desk, he has a wrapped object. It's wrapped in cloth and like a red silk. And he pushes it forward onto the desk. And this is what you're going to kill him with? You bring it back to me, and I will pay you 8 coin. Now, to give you an idea,
Coin?
yeah, to give you an idea, 1 coin is like a month's worth of living. So 8 coin takes care of all of you guys for at least half a year.
I think Vaughn would speak up and say only the most important thing is an assassin. So does that take care of the wardens?
Yeah, to take care of the wardens.
So it's my understanding that if I'm hiring you for 8 coin, those are things you worry about.
Yeah, it's the things we worry about. I mean,
No, that would be 9 coin.
You can assure me that it won't be traced back, which
Without
means
a doubt.
nobody can find out you did it, and nobody can find out I did it. What that
Okay.
means is Ironborn can't see any of you when he dies, because the spirit wardens will interrogate his ghost. For 9 coin, yes. If you can commit that it will never get traced back to you or me.
Well, then I guess we eat his soul.
yummy.
Got to do what we got to do.
You like
Yeah,
soul too?
we
I
gotta
like
do what we
look
gotta
over to him
do.
like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to grab our...
I'll grab the package.
All right, you guys grab the package.
Remember, elbow slink to shut him up.
So the camera's going to fade back, and we're back in your apartment 2 days later. You guys are looking over the map of Brightstone. He also gives you, if you want to use them, invitations to this charity ball. You guys unwrap this package that he gave you, and it is a oddly shaped glass dagger that is obviously the blade itself is hollow, as is the handle. And like I said, he made it very clear to you that this is what you have to use to kill him, and to get paid, you must bring that knife back to him.
And say the knife had to be in one piece, so we got that going for us.
That's very true. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over, and let's take a look at planning. So we now have the job. And in a lot of other games, what we would now do is spend about 3 hours with these guys figuring out how they're going to plan out this heist. But what's neat about Blades is that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is we're going to assume that all 3 of these gentlemen are already very good at what they do. They already know how to come up with the perfect plan, and we're just going to see it in action. So in order for us to do that, we need to first figure out what your approach is going to be. So you can see on the screen here, the plan. I need to know from the three of you gentlemen, are you going to do this with an assault, which is basically you're going to do violence to the target? Are you going to break in, frontal assault? Are you going to use deception? You're going to lure or trick or manipulate your way in to make this happen? Stealth, occult, social, or transport? Transport may not fit this one. So all you gentlemen need to do is tell me what your approach is going to be. Don't tell me the plan. What do you think is the best approach? Now, one thing to keep in mind is that your special ability under Assassins, you get a bonus die for the engagement roll if you use stealth or subterfuge. That doesn't mean that has to be what you use, but you guys will get a bonus die if you choose that. So the three of you guys, what do you think you want to do? What is your plan?
I don't see a frontal assault being the way to go. That's not going to pan out. We've got we're not the type of quality of folk that belong here anyway.
Yeah. We're not Bravos either. We ain't kicking the door down. That's not what's
no. That's not our style.
So that leaves us.
I think stealth is the best option for us for the bonus die, personally. But we do have to make it public. So I don't know if we want to try to do something like stealthy and have him kill himself. But we have to hit him with this dagger, is what it sounds like. So
the other
do we want to look like the hired help of this establishment and go with stealth or subterfuge?
Could go that route. I don't know enough of the what the occult option does, and when I see sacrificial style dagger, right, I'm trying to decide what does that do. How could that be leveraged somehow, some way? It's not us. It's not them. It's something else. It's a cult. It's a group. It's a very specialized thing.
So
do we have to kill him with it? Is that what you said? Kill him with it?
He needs to be killed with that dagger, and that dagger needs to be brought back to Boz.
Just didn't know if it only had to touch him. That's more was my
keep in mind that during the heist, it could turn into all of these things, right? So this is just what is your initial approach as you're going into the heist?
I say subterfuge or stealth, whichever one.
I think
that makes the most sense.
No, it absolutely does to me. I think stealth is probably our best. At least that's my thought. Stealth our way in, and then from there we're gonna have to do what we usually do, and then we're gonna have to think on our feet.
Beautiful. All right. So
Craig, you have access. Are we supposed to see something in Foundry right now?
You should be.
I don't have token vision.
Not me neither.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think.
All right. Well, that makes it tough, doesn't it?
It feels like Duskfall. I can't see shit.
That's right.
Planning in the fucking dark. What the hell's going on?
It's not Blades in the Light. Duh.
Oh, yeah, you got me there.
Now can you see it?
Not
Incorrect.
Yet. No.
All right.
You have to drop the token on the sheet.
I did.
And then everybody has all vision everywhere.
For those who've never seen this, these two understand Foundry and Forge. Brett and I, not so much. Roll 20, I can help you. I think we go stealth for sure. I think my prowl is a 1. Yeah, I got 1 dot in prowl, so that's probably our best bet.
We have invites, though. Hey, we got invites.
I have no dots in prowl. I mean, I'm going to follow your guys' lead on this one, but I just think stealth doesn't mean we can't use the invites, right? You use the invites, you get in, you can sneak about, and so on. So we've got enough tools to get in and get nefarious, but we just...
Yeah, get in, nefarious, yeah.
All right, did that fix it? Can you guys see now?
No.
I can see my token on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and that is it.
How about if you zoom out a little bit? Here, let me...
I can neither zoom nor nothing. Oh, there's a Game Master. I see
Game Master tokens. Swirly tokens.
But you can't see any of the pictures?
Nope.
All right,
just myself in the lower corner.
All right, great. So let's do this then. Let's talk about the plan. So we're going to use stealth. So I want to hear, so the one bit of detail you can give me before we jump in is the detail or the method, or I'm sorry, the detail, the point of infiltration. So you guys know this is a charity ball being held in basically a supper club. It's a huge supper club, a large ballroom. It's multi-floored. The bottom floor is where the help comes in. Second floor is where all of the parties happen.
What it comes down to, do we want to waste the invite to get in the door, or do you want to save that in case we get caught?
Need to get a suit. I gotta need a suit and something fancy. Get inside, look good, play the part, get an invite. Tell me.
I think I don't mind looking the part, but I think we sneak our way in, and the invite's for if we get caught.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to walk in the front door and then the shit hits the fan. No. We're just gonna
Not waste the
blend in.
golden ticket right away.
Yeah, Chops
No.
is thinking. Chops is thinking. Yeah. Okay, sounds like a plan.
Brett, make sure you slap him when you see him next time.
I'm gonna have to. Might just slap him right now.
Oh,
See a hand come on screen.
Where's that? It's slapahand.com, I think. Slap
All right. So what did we figure out our point of infiltration is going to be?
I think we go
There we
through
are.
where the workers go through. Oh, now
showed
I
up,
can see it.
Craig.
I can see it. I can see it now, Craig.
So we're going in via the help.
I think
I
via
think
the help
so.
makes the most sense.
All right. I like it. All right, gentlemen. So now
Guys,
we're going to do.
hang on. Just one quick thing. So Slink's got an idea here. So do we go in like dressed as help, and beneath those clothes we've got a little something fancier? That's what I'm thinking.
We can make all that up as we go.
Yep,
That's
we're going to
best
figure
way.
that out.
Just coming at it.
Figure
Okay.
that out.
yeah, we
great
got a plan for
improv.
that shit. All right.
All right,
Let's
so
start
in
playing.
my head.
Love
That's
it.
what's
on the
in my
right
head.
hand side, we've got our engagement roll, and Eric, I'm going to put you in charge of the engagement rolls. But let's walk through it. So basically, what's going to happen is on a one, you're going to roll dice, and we're going to take the best of all the die. So if you only roll one die, or it's whatever that rolls, if we roll two die, we'll take the best of them. Very bottom, you can see we'll start with a 1 to 3. We start with a desperate position, so things are not going to be going well as we begin the heist. On a 4 or 5, it's going, but it could be going better. And on 6, it's going really well. And if you roll 2 6s, it's phenomenal.
Okay.
So let's walk through how many dice you guys are going to roll for the engagement roll. One,
Hey,
you get one.
for the sanctity of gaming and BS, I appreciate the fact that Eric will be rolling these.
Oh,
Why
thank
is
God.
that?
Yes. Either Brett or Sean rolling dice. I mean, you could get anything. I think
Well, then
Eric's
I'd
got-
have to kill Brett and
Yeah,
hold a
it's-
grudge
yeah.
because he can't roll.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
vice versa.
Yeah,
that's
because Sean
funny.
can't roll, I can't roll. We need a neutral party. This is why Frank House is here, actually.
Just be
I
mad at
see.
him.
I see.
All right, so
Scapegoat,
let's walk through how many dice we're going to roll. So you're going to start off with 1 die because of
Okay.
sheer luck. You guys
Yep.
get an additional die because of your special ability. So we're 2 dice. Plus 1 if the operation is bold or daring. There's no question about that. That's going to be 3 dice. Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? Probably.
We got to kill him in public, and
Yeah,
we have to not
with
get
the
caught.
knife.
It's pretty complicated
Yeah.
with the knife. This is Clue written poorly. Like we're screwed.
So we got 2 dice now. Plan's detail exposes a vulnerability for the target or hits them where they are the weakest. No. The target is strongest against the approach. No. A friend or a contact can provide aid or insight. So on your character sheets, take a look. You guys have an up arrow in the lower left-hand corner for a friend, and the down arrow is a foe. So I'm curious to know whether you think any of your friends could potentially help you with this heist.
Hey,
My
I got a
close
friend.
friend
I got a friend, Freak. Freak is a good buddy of mine. He does locksmith. He works with locks. Could get us in if we find a lock.
That's good.
Just
Yeah.
saying, Freak.
Well, what
me.
if it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but I think Frank actually was in charge of the lock security for the Opera House. Does that sound right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Now it comes to mind. Just remember that. Yeah.
All right, so let's add a die for that. Anybody else have any extra help from their friends?
I have a Professor Ghost, and my rival. I really don't think we want on board for this.
Okay. How about you, Brett?
I've got a Sawtooth. He's a physicker. It's potential if he's in the right type of physicker, with the
Poison?
right type of clientele. I've got poison options. So yeah, I'm thinking of stopped in. Hey, I need a little something. I've got to fill this dagger, if you would.
We're
Get
gonna make
about
him do-
12 cc's of this.
Make him do
What
the
if-
pencil magic trick.
What if he was Ulf's physicker as well? So
Yeah,
he has
actually, that would be great. Yeah, if we could. Yeah, if I've got if my physicker is his, my buddy is, then I'm gonna. Yeah. I like that.
That puts
All
us
right.
at 4.
Beautiful. All right, so -1 if enemies or rivals can interfere. We're going to say no. So we're at 4 dice. So
That's
now
pretty
what's
good.
going to happen this is really good. So we're going to have Eric roll 4 dice, and we're going to see what the outcome is.
Now, is there an engagement roll on the character sheet, or am I just doing straight up? 4d6?
Just roll 4 d6.
So put it at 4. Hit the button. A 4. Roll. Ooh,
There's
yeah,
your
baby. There's
6.
that 6.
There is your 6. Let's get this party started.
Oh God, why do these people all look like Batman Rogues Gallery?
This place is fantastic.
So
Look at that. See
It's not
that?
like it's a Mask of Red Death or anything. I'm sure it'll be fun.
to give you guys an idea from the engagement roll is obviously there was all kinds of potential barriers from you getting to where you were standing inside of Coleridge to inside this party. Because you rolled that 6, we're going to fast forward through all of that stuff and we're going to drop you in the party. So here's the scene. It's a masquerade ball, this charity party. The hall itself where this is being held has gorgeous marble flooring. The ceilings are all vaulted, some 15, 20 feet tall. The main dance area itself is actually under a large Capitol style dome. We've got waiters and waitresses passing around food. And the first thing that all of you notice is the food. After a lifelong eating fungus and eel, you're seeing things like tomatoes and greenery, the type of food that none of you have ever eaten before. And as the camera is watching, as we go from all of these different, and some of these masks are very simple and elegant, some are grotesque and really large. And we go to the help, and the help has small masks on as well, in keeping with the theme. Suddenly we realize there's a large man behind the bar. Large man with chops. And he's got a mask on and he's mixing drinks. And the camera moves in a little bit closer and we realize it's Stev bartending. And picking up trays of drinks, we've got both our Lurk as well as our Whisper in nice little uniforms, ready to party and serve the kind gents. Now, you're not bartending by yourself, Stev. There's another large gentleman there. He's also a bartender. New guy, get him the drinks and get him out of here.
Look off to my left. Yes, sir. Grumble, grumble, growl, growl.
Lean in.
Don't do anything to him yet. But on the way out.
Stev loads up both of your trays.
I take the tray and off with her head.
Talk to me,
So
gentlemen. You got 2 full
what-
trays. We got you behind the bar. What are we going to do?
Well, I'm
Find
gonna
it.
start
Find
scouting.
it.
Hey, bartender, bartender, ding, 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 bartender. Need drinks over here. I gotta get going. Hey, how you like how I'm doing it? Come on.
I'm already walking away from him. I'm
Fill him up. Fucking do your job. Push.
Yeah.
Find him.
So do we have a description of what
Drink
this
here,
gentleman
get a
looks
drink
like?
here. Anybody want a drink? Yeah, I got some drinks here.
So
That guy.
I think that what Stev's friend, the Physiker, was able to do is give you, because to give you a little bit of background, Ulf Ironborn is a bit of a rabble rouser. He runs a crime crew in and of himself, but he's also a revolutionary, constantly trying to get the Skovland people in Duskval to rise up and riot.
Okay.
Because of the connection that Stev had, yeah, you've got a rough description of him. He's about 6'3", so he stands out based off of his height alone. But he's a bit of a spindly man. The challenge that you all have is everybody is in costume.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the bar to keep right out of the gate. Be like,
Is one of these drinks for the man running the place? You know, Wolf, whatever his name is, Mr. Ironborn.
Ironborn doesn't run this. He's the guest of honor. He's the person here to try to raise money. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is there a green room for them?
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to be doing their own little fancy pants stuff, he might be in the back room. And he points across the dance floor itself. And there is a room there with 2 gentlemen standing in front of it. You can see the door. And every once in a while, as you're looking at it, you see somebody come out, somebody trying to go in, immediately stopped by the 2 gentlemen. Something's handed to those 2 gentlemen. They look at it, give it back, and they go in.
so I'm gonna scan the passes that we have, like under the serving tray, and like, does ours say VIP access? What level of access are these tickets?
It doesn't. It looks
So
like
I need to scalp. I need
strictly
to
like
steal
donor
one of those.
access. Yeah.
So one of those people who walk in and they show the ticket and walk out. I'm I'm gonna talk to our lovely Lurk who's in the party and be like, I think you're gonna have to steal us a ticket to get in there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to steal a ticket to get in there. Yeah.
God damn it, don't repeat me.
Oh shit, sorry, bad habit.
Yeah. And then I am gonna look for if there's like a pamphlet or a thing that has like the list of activities for the night, so we can get a timeline for our event.
Yep. So you have no trouble finding that. There's actually little brochures that everybody was given as they come in. Some of them have tossed aside right on your tray.
Exactly.
As soon as the food and the drinks came, they're like, I don't need this. So you're at the reception. What should be happening here in the next 30 minutes is going to be the announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Then is going to be the charity auction. And then the party afterwards. So you're about 45 minutes away from the first official event.
All right.
So I want to, while I'm mixing, pushing these guys around, trying to get whatever data I can off of people coming up, talking to the other servers and so on. I'm scoping the room. I want to know who's the hired muscle, who's supposed to be here. I want to know where all the bodyguards are, all of that stuff. These folks stick out like sore thumbs, the men, the women, all of them. I want to know where they're at, and are they tied to people or are they tied to the place? I'm sure there's security in the building itself, but the right people are going to have their own people. I want to start to eyeball this stuff.
And that's something that you don't need to roll for, because that's something that you guys are obviously very good at, right? So there is definitely different tiers here, and you're noticing it not only tiers among the guests, because there's people with very elaborate costumes being treated very differently than other people that are guests there that aren't in quite elaborate. They're all several levels above you guys and several levels above the help. You then, Stev, have no trouble identifying people like dressed like you, right? The servers, the bartenders. There's several bars set up all around the ballroom itself. With some of the more elaborate costumed people, the ones that are a little bit more isolated, they do seem to have bodyguards as well. Now, granted, they're in very simple, drab clothes with a very simple mask on, but you can tell by how they're scanning the room, just like you are, what they're there to do.
So if I catch the eye, it's the, hey, you too, huh? Right? This is like, we do this thing. This is whatever. It's professional courtesy. I see you, you see me. Good. All right, fine. That's all there's to it. And I'm waiting for these two yahoos to come back with something we can work with.
So I got a plan.
Awesome.
We know they're all in the green room together, and I think that is a great place to murder someone because all the prime players are in there. The problem is we need to look like one of them, which means when they go on a bathroom break, I want to be in the bathroom to take their mask and clothes. So I would like to do a flashback, please.
Let's do a flashback.
All right. Being that I speak with ghosts, I think I have been on the network of spirits. What is it called again in this set piece?
The Ghost Veil.
The Ghost Veil. And I've been speaking to spirits that are tied to these people to find out someone who is going to be in that green room. Instead of me stealing a ticket, because that's not something I'm good at, I am going to get somebody in their area and bind them in there with a ghost, take their mask so I can walk into the room.
Excellent.
The flashback is I have set up my schedule as a server to be in the bathroom is the same time as somebody who leaves. So I'm going to follow them in, go to hand in their towel, and have some fun.
So let's find out how effective all of that was. So go ahead and take 2 stress for me, Frank.
Yeah, I will take the stress.
So go ahead and take the 2 stress for me for the flashback. And how are you getting this information as a whisper?
So I think I'm going to use my ghost field, my compel.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense to speak to ghosts, command them to watch people inside that green room, so I know when someone's leaving and I can meet them in the bathroom.
Beautiful. All
right.
right.
So second part of this though is I would like the big bad cutter to be on break.
We can do
so
that.
He can clobber this person.
All right. So here's how roles work in the game. Essentially, I've got a stated goal for this flashback. Stated goal is you want to have a timing set up so that you know someone going into the bathroom.
Yep.
You want your cutter and yourself both to be in a situation where you're on break and can be in the bathroom at the same time.
Yep.
So what action are we going to roll, my friend?
Ooh, well, for me, I was thinking a tune because I'm using basically the ghost as a clock.
Yep. I like a tune. So let's use a tune. And now here's another thing that's neat. I've been told the action. Now,
Mhm.
remember, this is back in time, so we're not at the party anymore. We're a day or
Yep.
two before when our Whisper is doing this.
Scouting
So-
the guest list.
Exactly. So what the condition is going to be controlled, right? So you're doing this. You're not under the heat of the score itself, and I'm going to say standard effect. So that is going to be
Okay.
your position and your effect is controlled standard.
Okay.
And what that basically does is it gauges what consequences, if any, our Whisper will have to deal with. So let's go ahead and roll a tune.
All right. I'm thinking if I wanted to use an item. I'm not going to. I was looking at, are we light, medium, or heavy load for this?
So
That
you
was
know
gonna
what?
be
We
my next
didn't
question.
cover that. That's a good call. So gentlemen,
My assumption is light because we really, if we're going in, we want to be as stealthy and fast as we can. That's
But-
my assumption.
But there's a trick. You could say heavy and hide your gear on site.
That's true. We could.
You just don't have it on you, which makes it difficult. I'm
Yeah,
going to go light because I don't need a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say light. I mean, I punch people in the face, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go as light as I can. We want
I
to
like
be
it.
fast. I don't want to. If nothing else, we're not supposed to be tied back to this shit at all. Last thing I want to do is leave one of my
Leave
special
gear
toys
behind.
in the room.
Good-
Yeah,
Good point.
I
All
tend
right,
to
so
put
I'm
my
not
name
gonna
on
use it.
stuff. You know,
how
Yeah,
about
I'm not gonna use
Slink?
it.
Are you going light, normal, or heavy for your load?
It determines how many pieces of gear you can call upon during the score.
I think medium.
Light's only
probably?
3.
Yeah, medium probably. I
You're
would
gonna go
imagine.
Normal?
Well,
Okay.
it's not like a heavy job. Like it's an assassination. So I don't know.
Yeah.
it's complicated but not heavy.
So if you're gonna be light, that means you can have everything on you right now. If you're gonna be normal load, then you're gonna have to tell me where you got a bag stashed.
I'm
'Cause
gonna
you
go
can't be
light.
carrying.
I'm gonna
You go light. All right.
It would make
light.
it would only make sense to be like,
I agree. I agree.
I ain't gonna bring any stuff, man. I gotta. Hey.
Now, the other thing you can do, Eric, of course, is you can push this, and what this pushing can do is it could either add a die.
Yeah.
You can improve your position. You're already at controlled, but you are at standard effect. You could potentially push, and go up to
Yeah.
great effect.
Yeah. Push is 1 stress, correct? Or
Uh, two-
no. Push is just raising the difficulty.
Well, no. Pushing is going to be 2 stress.
No. I already spent 2 stress for this. I don't
the
want to
flashback,
spend another 2
All right.
already.
I was gonna say
I'm
no.
looking at items here. There's nothing else. I was thinking about using a spirit bottle to say I have a ghost with me that I captured earlier to make this easy.
I don't know if it would help the position or the effect right now. But I think that's something you could potentially use later.
Okay, cool.
So
That's gonna go
let's
2
leave
dice.
that. Yeah, let's leave that in the bag of undefined things for now.
So 2 dice. Are we in risky or is this controlled since we're being stealthy? How would you like?
Well, this is controlled because you're doing this days before. This is
Days
a
before?
flashback, right?
All right.
So this is controlled standard.
Let's go.
We're gonna take the best die that's
That's a
rolled.
5. That's a
All
5.
right. So we've got a partial success,
Yeah.
which means you now everything you asked for, you're going to get. You're going to have our cutter's going to be on break. You're going to be on break. You're going to know about somebody who's going to be going
Mhm.
into the bathroom, but there's going to be a consequence. Let's make it something not too complicated.
Somebody else is in the restroom.
No,
I was gonna say there's 2. No, I was gonna say that person's bodyguard. There's like them plus they don't go there by themselves potentially.
So I'm going to actually, the consequence, Eric, is going to be that your conversation with this ghost that gave you this information wasn't a huge fan of you.
I wouldn't be either.
So I'm actually going to put you on a clock.
Oh
um,
no.
And he was annoyed by the entire conversation.
Yeah, because I probably threatened to eat him if he didn't do what I asked.
Yeah, you're a pushy fucker. We've told you not to do that.
Well, they taste good, man. Taste the rainbow.
True. I've heard.
All right.
Because you won't shut up about it.
100%. Yeah. All right, so I'm on a clock. It could have been worse. That's a minor. How many
I
parts are we
agree.
doing? 4?
I agree. So let me get a clock out here.
Clocks I have put in every one of my games after playing Blades in the Dark.
Oh, me too. Clocks are
It's in
something
every
that
game I play.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But what is that? What are we going to name this ghost that you communed with, sir?
Hansel.
Annoyed Hansel is the name of the clock.
Done. I don't like it, but sure. Fucking ghosts. I eat them because they come problems, man. You got to Pac-Man your way through life.
All right, let's make it a 4, and I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
fill in one of the clocks for you.
All right.
All right, so we now come back from the flashback. All of you guys already know this plan. You know that he's communed with Hansel. You know that his conversation with Hansel could have gone better. I suspect maybe you guys are used to Vond doing things with ghosts, but not necessarily getting along with ghosts all the time. So
There's
him
always this
having
waka sound. I'm like, that didn't go right. That didn't go right again. Exactly. God damn it.
So the person that he told you about is Alan Hells.
Alan Hells. Okay.
And he told you exactly what Alan Hells was going to be wearing. He's going to be wearing a 3-faced mask.
Ooh. All right.
And so as soon as you guys got in there, this is the first person you scoped out. And Alan Hells, the ghost told you, has a bladder issue.
Oh.
And very often will be going to the restroom. So as the drinks get pushed, you guys have the drinks, you look, you see Alan walk out of the green room, walk across, and start to head into the bathroom.
I follow behind him. I set the drink tray down somewhere in the room. I follow behind him in there. I give the sign to our cutter.
Yep.
Tell him to get his ass over here. Take your break.
Crumple the
then-
towel. Break.
When I walk in, I offer him a towel. Like I'm gonna beat him to the scene and offer him a towel. Like when he walks in to wipe his hands off before he touches himself to use the restroom, and then take that dirty towel and set it aside in case we need evidence later.
All right. So you guys head into the bathroom. You walk in, you see this gentleman. He's got a huge black cape. He's got his back to you. There's a trough essentially that he's pissing into. You see the back of that elaborate mask. There are stalls without doors. There's at least 2 other gentlemen in one of these stalls. So there's now 3 of them, 2 of you. I do want to know what my slink is doing. What's our lurk doing?
You gotta
Other than being on mute.
Classic.
I muted
audio
myself 'cause
professional, my ass.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it. Got this weird water heater going. Anyways,
Ambiance.
that's code.
As planned, you see your 2 partners headed to the bathroom going after Mr. Alan Hells.
I'm probably close to the door, like a couple steps, not right on the door, but if anybody comes up, I'll say occupied.
Tray in hand.
Yes. So when they come up, I go occupied. Sorry, drink.
Got it. Perfect.
But instead, I do it like this.
So I just hand you my tray when I walk in. That makes way more sense.
With both trays.
Set
Yeah.
one next to you.
Oh, okay. Set it on the floor. Sorry, occupied. Cleaning it up. Here, drink. Cocktail.
All
Champagne, beer, mead,
So
ale.
we have Finn outside. We've got Steven Vond now free of trays, but still in their uniform. You gentlemen walk in and you see the situation. You see the bathroom. You see the trough where our friend Alan is taking a whiz, and you see the 2 guys in the stalls.
So the goal would be to do this without those other 2 guys knowing.
The hope is they're going to get up and leave before we get done.
Yeah, a guy taking a piss and people taking a shit. We know who's leaving first.
I'm just saying, depends how long have they been there before we just got in, right? Are they wrapping up or are they about done?
No, fuck that. Do we escort those 2 out? Tell them that there's a problem? Oh, I'm gonna walk into the urinal or the toilet next to them and clog it.
Okay.
So it starts flooding the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna summon a spirit and say, "Do your job," and shove that ghost in the toilet.
And once the water comes out, I'm going to come up from behind on the guy, and I'm going to go, "Oh, good Lord." And I'm going to just throw an elbow, like, "Oh my God," step
Right in the
backwards. The
mouth.
elbow's going to crack right under here, just right in the chin. Click. His teeth are going to make that wonderful clicking sound. He's going to go right down.
I'm
So I've got-
sorry, occupied. I'm sorry. Here, drink.
So we've got at least two
Drink
actions.
good, very occupied.
Absolutely.
Busy,
Absolutely.
dirty, messy, messy, dirty, la la. Drink.
we've got Stev breaking the personal space of Alan, right? Getting ready to throw the elbow. We've got Vond working his way over to the
I'm doing this to
stall.
Hansel, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I'm doing this to Hansel. I'm using that spirit to shove in the
Excellent.
toilet.
All right. So let's make this a risky standard. What's
Yeah.
going to be the action?
I think can I be assisting him with my action?
Actually, I mean, he's
You really-
distracting everybody else, so they don't. Yeah, I mean, that's how I'm seeing it.
Because
So
then it
it
only
would
cost
st-
me
it would
one
st- I would-
stress instead of two.
Well, no, it's not going to cost you 2 stress at all, right? You're just choosing an action.
it is when I want to boost myself. It sure as shit does.
Oh, okay. No, I'm going to need you and one of your compatriots to take this action.
All right. I'll roll. I'll roll the attune.
You're going to use it.
I will. I'm going to spend 2 stress to boost it.
Oh
Excellent.
wow.
So you're going to add a die. So this is going to be risky standard,
Yep.
and you're
plus one
pushing
die,
yourself
standard.
to add a die.
Come on, 6. Crit.
Not only a 6, but a crit.
Fuck this Hansel character.
What does this look like? So when you summon a ghost, Vod, how do you summon a ghost?
So I think I lean down and I pull out like a little vial, like a smelling salt, like weightlifters would use, like ammonia, and I sniff it deeply and stuck it back in my breast pocket. And his eyes go over in like that green ectoplasm, and he looks like he's getting ready to hurl in the toilet. But what I'm really doing is I pulled Hansel into the frame, and I'm like, so here's the deal, Hansel. I know you think you own me right now, but that's not how this is gonna go. And I shove him in the toilet until it starts to flood and drown the ghost in the water in the ecto field, like just drowning him. And water's just splashing everywhere. I think if it's the field and here, like I want it to be way more than it should be
Yeah.
with the critical effect. Like
So
I want
I'm
it flooding to where people are like, oh God, we gotta go.
So I'm imagining this, Eric Grid, like the Hansel comes out and you start to bring him out and he starts to materialize in front of him and he's ready to go. And you just like just command him into the toilet. And it starts off with just like green ectoplasm from the veil coming out of the toilet. But that starts to bubble. And like suddenly the toilet just starts flooding water out. And that's your cue, Stev. So you now hear this. You hear the bubbling. You're starting to see the water on the floor starting to flood.
Yep.
Drink.
Wow.
Drink. It's
Fucking Jesus.
Maintenance. It's a maintenance cocktail.
So we're gonna try to knock our buddy.
Yep.
How
What
do you
does our
wanna do
cutter
that?
have for abilities, by the way?
He's got bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you get hurt, I can do the thing.
He doesn't have fight as a gang where he just goes, all of you.
So, what do you want me to do, Craig?
You tell me.
I'm cracking him upside the head. It's just
All right.
it's a quick, swift left elbow right underneath his jaw. So
Right
as the
through.
chest comes right here, he's gonna get the gag. His teeth are gonna click, and his head's gonna snap back and then back forward.
Beautiful. So
He's
No.
going out.
technically, you could pick anything, right? And you just have to explain to me, Brett, what it's going to be. But this sounds like a skirmish, and that's going to give you your
Absolutely.
best position in effect.
Mhm.
So this is definitely a risky position with everything that's going on here. Not desperate
Mhm.
by any stretch of the imagination. I think great effect. I think you're going to knock his ass. You're much bigger than he is.
Yeah.
So
I'm
go ahead
good
and
with
choose
that.
skirmish.
Done, risky, and great.
Yep.
Let's see what we do. My dice suck usually. Yeah, not so bad.
Not
5
so
and a 1.
bad.
five.
So you're going to knock him back. He's going to do exactly. He's going to fall. You knock him with the elbow. He goes straight into the wall that he was facing the whole time, comes right back into your arms, and he is knocked out. The problem is even our slink outside, our lurk outside can hear. So the consequence, Brett, is that it made a ton of noise to the point where heads are turning outside of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the ability to say, Craig, no, that's not what happens. I'm going to resist that consequence. In which case, we'll do a roll and you'll end up taking some stress, but the consequence won't happen.
Yeah, I need this to be quieter than that. I'm gonna resist that one.
Okay. So look on your character sheet, Brett.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to bring it up here for everybody to also see. So you have 3 categories of abilities: your insight, your prowess, and your resolve.
Yep.
And the first column on each of those is basically your rating in each of them, right? So you, for example, have 1 in insight, 2 in prowess, because you've got 2 categories with dots, and you've got 1 in resolve. I'm thinking to keep this quiet, I think your prowess is what's going to do it. Like you physically keep him quiet.
Yeah, this is my job, right? You smack people, you knock them out calm and quiet. That's what I do for a living, and that's what I'm leaning into strong here.
All right, so let's resist this with prowess. So click on prowess. And this is
0D.
Yeah, just 0. This is should roll your 2 dice. Very nice.
Nice.
So
5 and 6.
Mechanically, you get 6 stress, and then your best die subtracts from that. So you just resisted that whole thing, Brett, with no stress.
Sweet.
So he goes like this. He comes back, and Brett, you see him start to speak, and your hand stops him immediately. He falls. The 2 other guys, they're like, what the? And you can hear them trying to zip their pants up and try to put their costumes back on as the bathroom is starting to flood. Incidentally, our lurk is out there, and he's like, what the? And he looks down, and you can see water coming out under the door.
And I'm trying to drag this guy up to high ground, and I've got him in that nice little sleeper with his mouth closed. Shh, 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 quiet, 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 shh, 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 quiet.
He is out cold, my friend.
Yep, dragging him over some high ground, because I don't want soggy cuffs for my buddy. Has to put these pants on.
All right, you gonna pull him into a stall?
Yep.
Okay, the other 2 guys have now gotten themselves dressed, and they're just like, what the hell is going on here? And they have no interest in they're just gonna storm out, and they storm past you.
Other bathroom across the courtyard is like water shooting behind me.
Nothing to see here. It's fine. There's
all right, the
shit and green crap flying around. It's fine. It's totally fine.
2 guys leave. 2 guys are
drink. Oh, are they done in there?
So Finn, these 2 guys are like, they turn to you, go get maintenance. It's blowing up in there. Go get maintenance.
Oh, of course.
Fuck that.
All right, we cut back into the bathroom. We've got a knocked out gentleman in his 3-faced mask.
In his clothes.
In Stev's arms,
right?
Well, we want his clothes. And I look down. Who is the closest body type to him?
By far you. In fact, it's part of the reason that Hansel said that he would be the good mark is
so
he fits you perfectly. You have the same body
perfect
type.
fashion. Up to you. I think I lean down and I grab the mask and I put it on. As we lean back up, I would like to be inside the green room as the camera cuts.
Okay. So we'll fast forward there. So
I can use a ghost key if you want. I can get real cheeky here.
Well, that's up to you. So you're not going to be able to cut directly to the green room.
Right, like to the doorway or something like that to get in.
Yeah. So let's fast forward. So the plan is going pretty well. We've got him dressed as Alan with the VIP pass key to get into the VIP room. We still have our cutter, and we've got Finn still in helper's outfits. What is the plan now? We know that we can get Vond in there.
Could we arrange that I'm having a bunch of like really good food brought in and have them gangster some good shit from the back room? Like bring in the best liquor, the best food into the green room?
No, we don't need to use it's a hollow dagger. We need to use the dagger to kill him. The dagger can be a vessel for poison that we put into the food that we feed to the guy. Therefore, the dagger's used and we walk out with the fucking dagger and everything's fine.
I think the dagger needs his blood on it, is my guess.
Guy's genius.
I don't think that was stipulated.
He was pretty clear that you have to kill him with the dagger and bring it back.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he said.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just doing it a little different. No,
you should stab him.
They say we'd kill him with poison.
You need to stab him, but poison in the dagger is a great call.
It is a good.
It's a great flashback when we get there.
It's a hollow. Yeah. All right. Cool. We're good. All right. Yeah. We gotta get.
I think you guys need to get in the room.
Yeah. You've got to figure out a way to get us in there, which is gonna be drinks and
food. I think Alan's gonna walk in and be like, "I'll have to have a different voice from so I don't look like a lipless fuck." I would definitely walk in and be like, everyone, I have brought delicacies from my homeland. Where did Alan look like he was from when I looked at him? Is he like a Ruvian? Is he?
Yeah, no, he's Akarosi. He's a townie.
Akarosi. So I say the best that Brightstone has to offer.
So now we can all now see this green room, and it is incredibly elegant. And it's what's shocking about it is it's almost like a third of the size of where you just came out of, and that room was huge. And it's all of these really expensive couches and lounges. There's already a service bar in there. There's already people serving there. But our flamboyant and rich Alan walks in with his three-faced masks and makes it very clear that he has brought in stuff from outside the green room. People turn, they look, they seem unimpressed, and they continue on with their conversations. And there's just little pockets of conversations happening all over the room.
Okay. I'm hoping that my people bring in good stuff. And I wait for them to decide what they're bringing. Don't fuck it up.
I'm imagining one of them has drinks. The other one has got some delicate hors d'oeuvres. Who wants to have the drinks?
I got a question for you with command, the command resolve. What does command allow me to do? I'm just asking off top.
To tell somebody what to do.
You're a bully.
Yeah. So at this point, what I have done, I guess I'm looking for a flashback. Probably is what I need to do here because I got to head back to the kitchen.
Actually, I'm going to let all of that happen, Brett. I don't think that is something that you guys are going to, because here's my thoughts. You guys are already dressed for the part. You're already in there working. So I don't think you guys arranging to have all of this happen, I don't think that takes anything from you guys as players.
Perfect. Because I just I walked into the kitchen, you will give me, and they don't have any choice. It's just like, I just bully these people. Now, but granted, bullying a chef in his own kitchen, that ain't easy. But I'll get the food anyway.
I'm also imagining Stev, you walking out of the kitchen with his food, and the bartender partner there is looking at you like, what the hell? And you just give him the look, and he's like, you okay? I'm going to go back to making drinks.
Yeah, it's like, sit down.
He's grabbing the top shelf, the entire bottle down.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, you guys, that one's got dust. Take like that.
You three are in the room.
All right. Well, how big is this room roughly? Just to give us the size of how many people are in it.
I would say 30 by 30. You've got easily 20, 25 people in it.
Okay. Do we see him in here? Do we see somebody who could be him?
Yeah. Guest of Honor is going to have the largest group of fanciest motherfuckers hanging out.
Who's got Crystal? That's what I'm looking for right now.
Yeah, I don't think you have any difficulty identifying our friend. So let me...
We're looking for P. Diddy. P. Diddy?
I just figured it'd be easier to do it in here than it would be amongst all the other people out there.
What I'm imagining is you guys went in there with these preconceived notions of here's how I'm going to figure out who Ironborn is, right? He's going to be the center of attention as the guest of honor. He's going to be talking to the richest of riches. And the costumes that you guys have seen outside and you're seeing here in the green room, very lacy, very elaborate, like the three-faced mask that Vond is wearing. But you immediately know that you're looking at Ulf Ironborn because his looks very different than everybody else's. His costume is just straight black covers with this iron mask on his face. A hardworking Iron Man. And there's no doubt in your mind that that's Ulf.
I was worried he was a warden for a second there.
I know.
I was like, we're leaving. This job's over, guys. Fuck that.
And we're out.
So he's surrounded. He's talking to about 4 different people, 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen, not being very talkative. So the conversations seem to be happening to him and around him. He's got his back to you. So he's turned when you came in with your grand entrance.
What?
He turns and he looks and he turns back.
I'm sorry. I'm just having a vision of him getting his throat slit and spraying everyone in front of him as just walking out of here. But I know that's probably because I could ghost key us out of here.
Yeah, that's he's got to die. We've got to go fast, and we can't just dick. The longer we dick around, the more annoying this is going to be.
I think someone comes over to offer a drink. I think the setup for me looks like someone coming over to offer a drink, someone else walking next to him with a knife, slitting his throat, blood spraying out, Alan freaking out and running out of the room.
And then
I think we use a ghost key and I open a door to somewhere else in the city.
Sean,
If
you
I'm
want
not
to do?
mistaken, ghost keys allow you to travel anywhere in the city, correct?
What the ghost key will allow you to do is open a door to the ghost veil,
Uh-huh.
and they will allow you to potentially go from point A to point B through the ghost veil. Where that ends up being physically can be a completely different thing, and it comes down to the rolls. But yes, essentially it is the memories of the past and the future of Duskfall.
But it's not in the room where our
It's
friends
not
and I are
fucking
coming
here,
from.
though.
Yes.
Correct.
Sean,
That's
you
all
good
that
to do a
matters.
distraction? You good to distraction, buddy?
I have ambush, so I get an attack from hiding or spring. When I spring a trap, I get a
Perfect.
+1
Well, then
die.
you have the knife? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, he's got the dagger. I'm going to come in front with the drinks and the food. I'm going to lay it in front of him. He's going to be, I'm going to
Now announce
very loudly, I'm a big dude. I'm coming in front, moving people aside. Focus on me as I put the food down. This is, blah, blah, blah. We're
Do we
talking in
run
a-
back to the bathroom and drop the mask on the guy and wipe and put the bloody towel on him that I remember I took the towel and drop it on him? We exit out of the bathroom through a ghost
Yeah,
door?
we got to tie it off to somebody else. It can't
We
be
tie
us.
it to Alan. We're blaming Alan for this.
Yes.
I've always hated that
I
son
hate
of a
that guy.
bitch.
I hate that fucker.
Fuck
Fucking
that
yeah.
three-masked looking dude. What a
Yeah.
douche.
3 masks.
I'm in.
Jeez.
I think it's our plan.
All right,
It's our
so
correct plan.
so from my understanding, we've got Finn, you've got the dagger,
poison
yeah,
dagger.
yeah, get the dagger.
okay,
Poison.
and we've got poison in there.
Yeah.
Steph, what do you now? Talk to me about this poison. Now, just so you know, by
Kills
putting-
people. You take it. You
putting
stab
this
people
dagger-
and they die. What do you
putting
need
this
to know?
dagger-
What do you need to know?
putting this dagger inside somebody's body is going to kill.
Hurt. It's gonna
Right.
hurt.
So this thing's not a needle.
Nope.
It is a full large dagger.
Yep.
Right underneath that metal. Use the metal mask.
I guess what I'm
as a
saying is I don't know if you
guide.
need the poison.
What I'm saying is that it's one more thing. It's absolute overkill.
Putting poison on
And-
the blade, not a problem.
I've got to worry. I don't
Insult
like.
to injury.
Yeah, it's big. It's like we weren't even fucking around, right?
No.
There's no way here. You got stabbed in. It's driven in through here, pushed to the front, arterial spray. Oh, and then there's poison. And then if I could, I'd piss on him on the way out, but I don't have time for that. But we got to make a scene. It's got to be very public and messy and over the
Agreed.
top, and then we flee the fuck out.
Because they said they wanted everyone to know.
Oh yeah.
Now,
they're
my
gonna know.
question to the GM is, how is everyone going to know? Other than he died publicly, they don't want to tie to anyone. They just want a public death.
Yeah, what Boz made very clear is that he wants this to be known as an assassination, right?
Yeah, perfect.
He wants to know. So, and I think what he's trying to do and what he talked you through is he wants a message to be sent
Mhm.
that you don't get to act like Ulf Ironborn and
Mhm.
live in Duskfall.
Perfect. So what we're doing
as
is perfect
opposed
for that.
as opposed to he didn't slip or fall or
Right.
you know
Not an accident.
just
Not an
disappear.
accident.
That's the two groups that play Agent 47. It's the ones that stealth around, the other ones who murder the people in front of everyone. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Exactly. All right, so walk me through this. I've got Finn with a knife that is laced with the poison. We've got Stev with a tray of food. Stev, you're going to be the frontal assault to come in, distract him with the food and whatnot. And what is Vaughn doing?
Well, while I'm standing next to him, I think I am acting as an extra distraction, because what I'm thinking we're doing is a setup.
Yep.
We're using
Vaughn's-
the setup. Another
yeah.
character with an action is or a lead the group action. That's probably a better version.
Yeah, Vaughn's doing orchestration. What I'm doing is not only big physical distraction of my body, my presence, plus the stuff, but if Ironburn wants to stand up, then I get to accidentally sit him right the fuck back down when my partner comes up and rips rips a hole in his throat.
So does lead the group action sound probable for this?
Yeah,
We're trying to
where each
orchestrate.
character participates in a group action?
It's got to be an orchestrated effect.
That's what I'm
Sean,
thinking as well.
Sean, you good with this, man?
Yeah. I'm good
All
with
right,
it.
so
I'm good with
the
it.
way the group action works is all three of you are going to take the same action, right? So
Yep.
this is a coordinated group action. All three of you are going to roll it, and anybody who rolls a 1 or a 3 is going to stress out the leader. So who's going to lead the group action? Who's the one coordinating this little multi-pronged, perfectly timed assault?
I think it would be under the murderer over here, right? Or would it be the person going in first? How do you guys see it?
I
Honestly,
would
what's
probably feel a cue. Like I'd get cued in to come in.
Yeah, cued in. All right. It might be Brett.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is It's going to be voice, food. The glass is set. There's the symbol, whatever it is. There's a thunk, and then it's
Three-way
go time.
stab.
Yeah, it's go. Yep.
All right. So Stev, so what is the action that all three of you guys are going to take? So what is the one action that kind of encompasses this entire plan?
Would it be prowl, since we're trying to be
Yeah, I'm thinking
very
prowess because
subtle about this?
yeah, it's prowess. It's we're using everybody's skill in that space.
Love it.
You know,
We
right.
get a bonus die to that too, don't we?
Only for the engagement roll.
Assassins? Oh, only engagement. Oh,
Yep.
damn.
All right. So here's what's going to happen: is all three of you are going to roll prowl. It is all going to. They're all going to be risky standard rolls. For every one of you that rolls a 1 or a 3, Stev is going to take a stress.
I'm gonna spend 2 stress.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the best die of all of you.
okay, so it's just a straight, so just prowess.
Well, hold on. Can we assist each other? Can we do 1 stress each
No.
to give everyone a bonus?
Group
It's a
action.
flat roll.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're going to do
Wait.
prowl. So not prowess, but prowl.
Prowl. Sorry, I missed it.
Prowl.
Okay.
My ambush doesn't come into effect in this.
Yeah, you'll get a +1 die to your prowl. So when you go in there,
Yeah.
it'll give you the opportunity to add a die. So who wants to roll first?
I'll do my single die and prowl. I would like a devil's bargain.
We can do a devil's bargain if you want.
No.
So let's explain that mechanic.
We're
so,
only like an hour and 10 minutes into this. How bad can it get?
so devil's
horrible.
bargain. At any point, any of you can ask for a devil's bargain, and what I'll do is I will give you a guaranteed consequence, whether you succeed or not. But you, in return, get an extra die.
Yeah.
And you ask for it, I offer it, and you don't have to accept it.
Okay. Can you take stress to add dice or no? Or
You can push yourself and take 2 stress to add a die.
I think
Okay.
I'm gonna do 2 stress instead.
All right, so we got 1 push.
Yep. So I get +1 die to my roll. I'll start this off. Risky, you said, correct?
Yep, this gonna be risky standard. We've already got our 6.
nice.
So this is happening.
In it
So
to win it,
let's-
baby.
Stev, let's see how your roll goes.
Well, I was thinking I was going to stress this anyway, just to really push myself because I don't see
Yep.
a reason why not. So I'm going to do that. Let's get back here. Probably
So on your character sheet, add 2
whoa,
stress.
add 1 die though
Yep.
on here, and it's risky standard. You say?
Yes, sir. All right, so that's going to add another stress. So you're going to end up taking 3 stress total. What is your stress situation, my friend?
3.
You got 3
I'm the
quote-
one who's stressed.
Oh, that's right. You're the one that's been taking stress. So you've taken 3. All right. So last but not least, what Slink? Let's go and roll that prowl, and you're going to get an
Stab 'em.
automatic. You automatically
I'm
get an
gonna
extra
stress
die.
too, 'cause I don't mind stress. Yeah.
Are you going to push?
Yeah.
All right. Add 2 stress and add a die. So you're going to add 2 dice total.
He works
1
best
from
with
your
stress.
ability and 1 from pushing.
He's gonna roll all 1s and fuck us. The guy who's gonna kill him.
Sorry about that. Stab myself in the foot.
Oh, we got a
Very
6.
nice. Very, very nice. So from that whole group action, you got your 6 and you only took 1 stress, Brett. So
Good.
that ends up working real well. Walk me through this. Let's
So I take
start
1
with
stress on top of the 3 I already had, so I'm going to have 4 total.
that 3 included the 1 stress.
Got it. Got it.
All right, walk me through this step by step.
Who
What
opened
happens
it? Who
first?
opened this assault? Who was it out of us? Who opened it?
You start talking.
All right, so I walk up to Ironborn and say, Ironborn, I love the things you have been doing on the streets. I just wanted to offer some of my favorite pieces of Duskfall. Garçon, and I snap my fingers.
So
I will come.
he's very
swing
taken aback
past.
already. He's just like very confused about you just walking up and talking to him. So while he's reacting, what's Stev do?
Steph is going to come up wide sweep with 2 big trays. Drinks out wide. Anybody sitting on my right is going to sit back. I need room to operate here, people. So the drinks swing wide. The food comes right underneath his face, damn near to his nose. And then I set it down, clunk. And as soon as the drinks hit, there's the tip of the head just ever so slightly. And
Right underneath.
Where are you hitting him?
Right up underneath the mask if I can get right
So
up in.
you set the thing down. He is very. I mean, we have mass confusion now because for one, the help does not act this way. The help doesn't make room for themselves, right? So every one of these people in these fancy outfits are just like, what the f- is going on right now? And things are moving and they're moving quickly. We've got lots of hands. We've got trays flying around, and you can see the blade, and only you see it. The blade slides in.
Says hello. yeah.
So as the blade is there, you're holding the blade, and you go to pull it out, and you can't pull it out.
Hey, guys. I can't get the blade out.
Ironborn brings his hand up, and he pushes it further into his throat. And he looks straight at you, Finn, and he says, "You're late." And he pushes it further into his neck.
I actually thought
That's
we were kind of
fucked up.
early.
I need this back. Give me this.
Finn gives two fucks. He's like, yeah, I get it. Keep talking. I want my goddamn.
Give me the
So-
knife.
Finn, as you're holding that and you're trying to, you like what the f- is going on right now? Like you were pushing it in and he's pushing it in further. You can see between your fingers, you can see the blood filling up the dagger. What you also see is this red energy coming out from under the mask, and it's starting to cover your fist and come down your arm.
Uh-oh.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
Hey,
Walk it
hey, guys. Hey.
The harder you pull against him, the farther Ironborn is pushing this dagger into his neck.
I would like to stab him.
What's bizarre is you heard him say to you, you heard him say, "What? You're late." But you also hear like the like like you hear the death knell sounds coming from him at the same time. The red energy is coming down your arm, Finn.
You'll be fine. Walk it off.
I have a plan.
Nice. Red hat.
Guys.
The other two of you can see this as well. And Vond, there was more than just blood filling Ironborn. Obviously, something else was in Ironborn, and you know as a whisperer that this is some
Mhm.
sort of possession leaving Ironborn right now.
So we're taking a possession. Our job was to kill him. Knowing that, do I think he's going to die from this or no?
Oh yeah.
So I don't need to stab him 2 or 3 more times in the side just to insult the injury? Okay. So instead, I'm going to use a demolitions kit. Because they didn't say we couldn't kill other people.
True.
Okay. And I'm going to grab something off the drink tray that we pre-set up this demolition and throw it in the middle of the room to boom. I'm hoping more smoke, but the explosion will be there as well. Whatever we want, tear gas, whatever suits that. But I want to know, is there a way for the demolition charges to be ghosts that assault them when I throw it? Like kind of like
Sure.
calling things to a room.
Yep. Yeah, like
All right.
like a ghost magnet.
Like hunting when you obviously have the deer musk to help with that stuff. I want
Ghost
that
musk.
for this room. Yeah, I want
I
ghost
like it.
musk. I think it's called cool water perfume. No, Drac Noir.
Let's go ahead and mark that on your loadout.
I did. And you want demolition tools for it? Does that sound most
I'm
feasible
fine with
for it?
demolition tools covering it. Yep.
Okay.
Well, high karate's not on the list. I was just checking.
And what's the goal is
To call
To-
spirits to the room as a distraction to get out.
got it. All right. And what are we
I'm
gonna
expecting the cutter to rip this knife out. I can't do that. That's his job.
what's our action?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'll probably
reach
attune
over
him.
there and I'm gonna yank that fucking knife out of his head. Grab my friend's hand, grab the top of this guy's head, and separate manually.
Excellent. So let's do that first. So Brett, what action do you want to use for that?
I'm looking at I was thinking wreck damn near, but I want to crack. I'm gonna
No,
like,
I'm
lean,
a
I'm using
rectum.
Yeah, using the back of the high back chair, just using it as leverage to pop his head as hard backwards as I can.
So I'm getting the feeling, Brett, that you don't care whether his head and his arms are all still attached when this is over.
No, that's actually it's more spectacular. I want my friends back, and I want the goddamn knife out of there because
you
we
want
need
the
that.
you want the knife in Finn's hand out of the situation. So I'm good with
Yes.
wreck. This is going to be a desperate roll.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do
Desperate times.
standard effect. Now, you're going to be using wreck. You can still push, and that push can get you out of desperate, or get you from standard to great, or can add a die.
Could Sean assist him by shoving the guy?
Sean
instead?
can definitely assist. So Sean, you can take 1 stress and give Brett a die.
Okay, I do that.
All right, why don't we do that? So it's 1 extra.
Man, freak
die
out here. Here, take this die and roll it in your pool.
And just this red energy is coming down, wrapped around your arm. It's now getting towards the elbow. We've got Stev's in there. He's got one hand on your hand. He's got the other hand on the mask and the bottom of the chin. And it's just now, you don't care how, you're going to separate
Yes.
these.
Yep.
And if other things happen to get separated, that's fine. That's perfect.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take. Can I take this to? If I take the effect up to great, that means I could better chance of actually popping his head clean off, right?
So what it'll do by upping the effect, yes, it's going to increase what the result will end up being. So
All right,
what
so
you're
if I
striving
do
for
that-
is the separation.
Yeah. If I do that, that's 2 stress. You say?
Correct.
Okay. So we're gonna go for that. Let's do that. Risky. I got 1 extra die. I'm going for great. Here we go. Doodly-doodly-doo. Ah, not so good.
All right, so partial success. So you are going to get him free of you. The consequence is we have now got a demon-possessed lurk. That's the consequence. So this demon is now left Ironborn and is going to enter Finn.
Oh. Can I retcon something before the ghost thing? Could I instead summon my rival?
You want to do that instead of your bomb?
Well, because as a contingency plan, I was ready for ghosts or demons, and my rival is a demon.
Okay.
My rival's an exorcist.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Grace the exorcist. She could easily be
Okay,
somewhere
we'll
nearby.
stay with my ghost bomb. We'll stay with the ghost bomb. I like that. I did not know that. We'll stay with the
Yep.
ghost bomb.
Yeah, I was kind of holding that one. I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen.
Yeah. yeah,
So the first thing I need to know is for accepting this consequence.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen.
you could resist it, Sean. You could say no, that doesn't happen. Go fuck yourself.
party!
John,
Yeah,
do you want
please
to
resist? I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah, could you resist,
The
please?
devil with the most, baby.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please resist. Please resist.
Finn, you want to resist?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Finn, maybe. Sean, I don't know.
Yeah, come on. Be Finn for just 2 fucking
He
seconds.
fit for 2 seconds.
It's called role playing, Sean.
I don't want to be
Yeah,
possessed by
yeah.
demon. Good, thank God.
All right, so you're going to do that with resolve. So how many dots do you have in resolve?
He's got a lot. It's like crazy. 4, 5, 10.
We see the energy going, and Vaughn, you know exactly what's happening. I'm not quite sure. Finn, you know what's happening, but Vaughn sees it all. You see the energy coming down, and you start to see the energy seeping in to your skin, and immediately with the action of the separation, with the bomb that's about to go off, luckily you are able just to pull out, and all of it happens at once, and the energy doesn't quite make it inside. Let's do the bomb. What's the
All
action?
right. Attune, I would assume, right? Because I made a bomb to attune, or would you
I'm
want?
good
'cause
with that.
I'm not really wrecking.
I'm good with that.
All right. Let's see
So,
here. I
Risky
got 2 in
standard.
attune. Yeah, I'm deciding if I want to spend 2 more stress. I want a devil's bargain, actually.
All right. So the stated goal is that we are going to basically set off a ghost bomb.
Mhm.
It is going to create just a haunted green room with ghosts.
Basically, lots
just-
of ghosts everywhere. Yep.
All right. So that's the desired action. That will, if you're successful, that will happen. The devil's bargain will be you won't be able to leave this room. So in the process of all of these spirits and ghosts just coming out of this ghost bomb surrounding it, all exits, physical exits to this room are going to be you will not be able to access them.
Physical exits.
Correct.
Ghost key
Ghost
exits,
key.
not so much.
That's a whole nother story. But
I'm done
physically,
with it.
physically
I'm done.
nobody's going to leave this room.
I
until
think we
these ghosts are
planned
dealt
for
with.
this.
Ah,
I think we planned for this.
Problem
What?
is that it has to be a public death. How long does no one leave this room?
No, it kind of depends on this bomb and what's
So
going to happen
here's
here.
the
It's
thing,
possible
though.
no one's going to leave this room alive if we've
I
got a
know
whole
that
bunch
it's-
of demons and ghosts running around.
I know it's public though, which I also know the wardens are going to show up eventually and talk to all the bodies. They're going to know he was publicly executed.
Yes.
Does that count still?
I don't know.
What I know is Vaughn. I'm not going to take devil's bargain then. I'm not going to risk the team's well-being. I will cut Sean's hand off if it's needed, but I'm not going to risk the job.
All right, so what's
Well, I'll
our
go with
action?
my
We're going to
two.
we're going to go to the tune. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Yep. Can I? No, I'm not going to push. I was going to say I can push to desperate, but I'm going to roll it. 2 3s. Not great.
So you throw the bomb out. It lands in the middle of the room. Everybody now is freaking the hell out. So we've got the blood coming from Ulf Ironborn's neck, going out everywhere. We've got the knife separated and pulled out of the neck of that. We've got this ghost spirit demon thing now leaving Ironborn, reaching for Finn, but Finn is able to pull away and get disconnected from it. You throw the bomb drops in the middle, and immediately Ghost starts coming out of this container, and they grab 2-3 people and immediately latch on and pull them back into the bottle. So you just see like them physically drawn in. So the bomb happened, didn't do what you wanted, eliminated 3 people, but now they're satisfied. So your bomb is done. As close to a dud as you can get. Blood is everywhere. Ironborn is now on the ground. We see this red mist starting to form.
So if I want to pull my rival into the room and have Grace involved here, am I asking for a flashback? Because I got an idea.
I think you'd have to do a flashback, Brett, to make sure that she was involved somehow.
All right, I'll do it. How do I?
All right,
what
so
do I
walk
do again?
me through.
So what's gonna happen is when I walked in, I come with the food. That tray of drinks goes wide, and I lock eyes with Grace. She can't help but see my eyes because it's the same face. There's enough of me here. I see her, eyes on eyes, and there's just enough that when I came around wide, I made sure that one little extra absinthe just went spill, and she got just a little bit on her, right? So she's gonna have stood up, backed away, and as soon as this occurs, then she's there. She sees this thing happening. There's this horrible demonic thing. You know, what are you gonna do? You're an exorcist. It's right there. It's going to wreak absolute fucking havoc. Drawn her into the plot. She doesn't want to be here, but she has no choice now.
So that's the flashback. The flashback is that, especially with Vaughn involved, there's a good chance that the ghosts are going to be happening at some point. We also know Vaughn has a bad reputation with all of you guys of unleashing the ghosts, and they're not really worrying about it. So I'm wondering if Stev doesn't even tell the 2 guys about this little backup.
Oh fuck no!
plan he had.
I didn't even bother to mention that I knew an exorcist until just this point.
So if she
Triangle
was
of trust, baby.
Exactly.
if she was your friend, I wouldn't require a roll, but she's a rival.
Yep.
So let's take the 2 stress for the flashback, and I need to know what kind of action you're going to use to get your rival to show up and to help you in this situation.
Blackmail.
All right, blackmail. This is command. Basically, Basically, I'm saying, Gracie, get it. Where she does, like I said, she doesn't want to be part of the crew. She doesn't want to be with us. There's a reason she's not here. Why we don't get along. I don't care. You're in now.
Let's do standard limited effect.
Standard. So controlled or risky? What do you say?
Standard.
Standard.
Okay, so it's risky and standard.
Yep.
All right.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's risky
sorry?
limited.
I'll
what I
have
should
to
be
redo
saying.
it.
No,
Redo
you're
it,
fine.
redo
You're
it.
fine.
No, 5 works. Don't
5 works?
Don't get rid of that. We want that. Don't get rid of that
Okay,
shit.
I was gonna say that's one of my better rolls for the night. We're gonna let that sit.
So she's there. It's
Let it
done.
hang.
Right. The flashbacks are successful. You convinced Grace to be there, and she's there knowing that you might need her to get rid of some ghosts. Right.
Yep.
So that's all done. I can't take the success away from you, but I've got to think of a consequence because it was a.
I
partial
owe her now.
success.
I owe her, man. There's no way around it. She's gonna call this marker. I've got a marker now. There's nothing I can do
Love
about it.
Love it. You're indebted to her.
Yeah,
You're
it's my
indebted
rival. I
to
don't
her. No.
fucking like her anyway. This is like, yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long-term clock, 6 segments. You're going to have to spend downtime actions filling that up, or you're going to be in bad shape.
Fair
So I
enough.
like it. So she jumps in, immediately opens up a container that she's kept in her pouch. You see the red coming out of Ironborn, pouring into Grace's container. And she closes it up. She lifts her masks and gives you the "you owe me" look.
Yeah.
Next thing you hear are bells.
God damn it.
Bong,
You guys hear that?
That's public
bong,
knowledge, right?
Bong. And you guys all know what that means. That's the bells.
Tornado!
That's the bells of the crematorium,
Oh,
which means you are
crematorium.
moments away from the spirit wardens showing up.
Key.
So I reach into my mouth and I pull it out of my cheek and like wipe it off. It's like full of ectoplasm. And I walk over to one of the dead bodies and I stick it in their eye socket and turn it.
Okay.
And open them like a body-shaped door.
At least he did it from the top side this time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's mark that category, and we're going to try to open a door to the Ghost Veil. What's our action?
I guess is it an action for using the ghost key? Is that a tune? What do you use for that?
Well, so you have the ghost key.
Yeah, I'm using the ghost key.
But I assume you're trying to open a door to the Ghost Veil.
Yeah, I'm trying to take us from here to home.
So the key is going to give you an extra die.
Okay.
But what's the action?
I would have to be a tune. I would be asking for a spirit guide.
I'm good.
So a tune.
Yeah.
I get a bonus die. What is
From the
our position?
This is definitely desperate standard.
Okay. Does anyone want to assist me? Spend distress to give me another die?
Yeah.
I have only 2 stress left. Somebody else better be helping.
I didn't
me.
ask if you had stress.
I'm just telling you. Somebody else got to help you.
Can I spend 2 of my own?
To assist yourself? No, but you can push yourself.
Push myself? That's what I mean. I'm going to push.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
push.
and you're going to push to do what? To get you out of
Um,
desperate or to add a die?
To add a die. I don't give a shit that we're in desperate. I think desperate is suiting for the scene.
Got it.
So I'm definitely going to stick with it. So that gives me 2 dice.
What's your
Desperate is
attune?
so bad, everybody. I might just keel over here, so get ready to carry a body.
What's your attune?
A 2 puts me at 4.
Okay, so you said 2 dice. I'm like, there's no way. That's
2
gotta be
bonus.
much
2
higher than
bonus dice.
2 bonus dice. All right, so 4
right.
dice all day.
All or nothing here, everybody. All or nothing. Let's see if we can do this. I don't have a lot of faith in the die roll, but we're gonna go with it. A 5.
You got a 5.
5's not bad. And desperate, it's still gonna hurt though. I'm so fucked.
So the key in the eye socket turns.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Have these 2 guys seen you do this before?
I think last time I did it, no.
No. Okay.
I think last time I like walked to a doorway and like picked up a mouse and stuck it the key in the mouse and turned it. Because I assume it needs life essence to also function. That
So
may
I'm
not
a-
be true. That's just how I'm taught.
We just lost him.
As Craig disappears, the GM, I win.
Where'd
win.
Craig go?
I win.
Craig!
I win.
Oh, you're back. Okay. You disappeared for a minute.
Shapes that initially look like the room,
Mm-hmm.
but then start to morph and change. You can see on the other side of this portal it opening up as well. And the consequence, what did I give you? Desperate?
Yeah. I'm assuming
see it-
physical damage for this, obviously.
You see it opening up, but it's opening up and you can't see to where.
I
Right?
don't care.
But you can tell it's got to be at least 10 or 15 feet above ground. So if you guys go through this, you're going to fall and you'll all are going to take, or anybody that goes through this is going to take level 2 harm.
I'm in.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I will. I'm gonna pull out. Oh, I'm gonna pull out my burglar's kit.
Okay.
Guess it's rope.
So how's that going to work?
I'm gonna tie it to the heaviest thing in the room and jump through.
All right. You throw the rope through. It goes through the first door. It goes through the second door, and you just see it dropping. Who's
Cool.
going through
Where-
first?
I will. I did it, so I will.
Okay. So you
I want
guys
it.
see. You guys see Vond
Don't worry,
just
it's safe.
jump through the eye of this dude, and you just see him vanish away. Vond, you're holding the rope the whole time. As you come out the other side, the rope is hanging a good 15 feet above the kitchen. What's the action we're going to do to get our hands on that vial from Grace?
I recommend
wanna-
killing her.
Yeah. Thinking about it actually. Yeah.
Do
It's-
it. You're an
it's-
assassin. This isn't a
Yeah,
conversation.
I'm gonna cold cock her. Just smack. It's pure skirmish. Sorry, I need that. Crunch. She's just
Desperate
gonna get wrecked.
Desperate standard.
How cutter of you.
Desperate standard. Do.
I would look through your weapons. You might get a very fine hand weapon. You could have.
Oh, I do. I didn't try. I didn't look at it though. Damn it! I forgot loadout. I should have looked.
You should have used a very fine hand weapon and just cut her hand off and took it.
Yeah, I do have a very fine hand weapon. I could have used. Didn't even think.
All right,
about
but
the
you got 2
loadout.
4s.
That's good.
Not bad.
You got 2 4s. Consequence is going to be. Let's do a second level 2 harm. And let's call it ghost burn.
Ghost burn. Okay.
Yep. So as you pull this jar out of it, some of this demon spills out. Doesn't possess you, but just scorches your arm. So on for each of you on your character sheets, level 2, let's
Mhm.
put sprain. Let's put broken legs for all 3. of you.
Broken legs?
No, you
Both
guys did
legs
the rope. No,
did the
I
rope.
take
We
it
did
back.
the
You
rope.
had the rope. You had the rope.
What would happen
yeah.
if we didn't have the
Only-
rope?
the only level 2 harm. The only level 2 harm is going to happen to Steph, and that's going to be
Okay.
the ghost burn.
Math twisted ankles, sure. Broken legs? You had a rope.
We got a rope with broken legs.
forgot
If you
about the
don't-
rope,
If
Eric.
you don't,
Worst-
you're paralyzed.
I'm
from
spinning
worst
plates
down.
over here,
Worst
Eric. I'm
ever.
spinning plates.
Yeah, no rope. You're paralyzed from the eyeballs down.
Craig,
Other than that,
Craig
you're
runs
fine.
a tough game.
Oh, Jesus
this.
That's
the
all
rest
you
of your
can do.
life.
Look around. That's
You
it.
guys
That's
are
all you
back in
got.
Coleridge. You guys are walking along the streets. You guys didn't check for traps, so immediately spikes come up. I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Hey,
we
Turn
turn
over.
trap
and
land.
I look at my ghost buddy and I go, "That fucking was disgusting."
Yes, it was, but we're safe.
It worked.
Er,
It did. It did work. It did work.
safe.
All right.
And
the
we're richer.
camera fades from black, and we finish the first score of the Sables.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Let's quickly do some downtime. So the
This is my
second
favorite
phase,
part of the game.
second phase of all of this is what happens between scores. So the first thing we need to do, if you don't mind, Eric, pulling up
Mhm.
the sheet for the group. Everybody could open it, but I'm going to put you in charge of the XP.
Yep. Who are we starting with? I'll pull out their.
No, I want to start with the Sables. So let's do the crew.
Oh, we're
XP
doing the
first.
Sable sheet? All right, let me pull up the Sable sheet. Sables. That is the assassin sheet, correct?
Yep.
Done. Got it.
All right. So
Um,
for XP, the first thing is, did you execute a successful accident, disappearance, murder, or ransom operation?
well, I
We
mean,
murdered somebody.
we definitely killed some
Yeah, you
people.
definitely did. So that's 1
Hmm.
XP for the crew. So that's going to
Okay.
go on to the crew sheet.
I think we
All
may have
right.
accidentally killed.
Done?
We actually killed other people on the side. I don't know if that matters, but other people are dead too. Does
There's
that help?
lots of dead.
Dude, that was the game plan. Mass murder.
So the next
those
one
people.
is, did you contend with a challenge above your current station or tier? The answer is yes. So
There
that's-
was a demon.
Yeah, that's a
No,
sec-
I don't.
that's a second XP.
Everything from the first shaker I had of whatever mixed drink I poured, everything past that was above
Was
my
this a
station.
shit show?
Everything past the shucka. Fuck.
So the next one is,
Oh.
did you bolster the crew's reputation? Now, you guys, nobody saw or knows that the Sables were involved in this assassination of Ironborn, but I think Bass knows exactly what he's done, which is he has found assassins that do exactly what he told him to do, what he
Mhm.
told them to do. So that's going to be a third XP. The crew is known as cruel. So when we look at express the goals, drives, and inner conflict or essential nature of the crew, I think ripping the head off of your target, tearing the willing to kill your rival in order to get that back from her. That's it. So that's gonna be 4 XP total for this score, which is fantastic.
Yeah, cruel. Yeah.
Is it
that's us.
cruel or is it a
Cruel.
calling card? I think it's more of a calling
I like
card.
that too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Joker card, from I mean, it's like I just
Yep,
didn't have an ace of spades to throw down, so I just tore a guy's head off.
Ace
Exactly.
of spades. Yeah, ace of spades.
All right.
You don't have to be in character anymore.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
Louis,
Not
no,
till we
that's
get your
actually
vices,
Sean.
then.
All right, Brett, let's go look at your cutter. Let's open up your sheet and look
Yeah.
at your XP.